Hey guys, it's JaffiePlays. Today we're talking Wayfinder. Bloodspawn, the second of many hunts. This is another of the easier hunts within the game, and the second hunt that you will unlock within the main story. The Bloodspawn fight is all about being quick with your movement and blocking. In this fight, I would recommend using high damage weapons and abilities. Doing so will make this fight very fast and trivial. So, refill your flask and let's go hunt Bloodspawn. This fight is split up into two different phases. Before we talk about the phases, let's go over the boss's core mechanics that could be used against you. As you enter the arena, the boss will slide towards you, and as he gets close, will proceed to do his first core mechanic, this being the slam. This mechanic is a very simple one once done a few times. The boss will jump into the air and slam back down. You will know this mechanic is going to happen as the boss will squish towards the floor and then jump into the sky shortly afterwards. Whilst he is in the sky, there will be an indicator that appears on the floor. You can either dash causing a frame of invulnerability or simply jump once the indicator fills up red. If you happen to be caught within the slam, you will take quite a bit of damage as well as being staggered. This mechanic will tend to happen multiple times consecutively and be done randomly throughout the fight. His second core mechanic is Chomp, another very simple mechanic of his. Bloodspawn will always roll before doing this attack. Upon finishing his roll, he will begin to open his mouth and then chomp shortly after. This will do a decent amount of damage if you are caught within melee range of the boss. You will know when to block due to the 3 purple lightning bolts that appear when he is doing the attack. His last core mechanic is explosive Ichorlings. This will only happen within phase 2 of the boss. As the boss jumps around the arena in phase 2, he will leave behind a bunch of these adds. Upon spawning these adds, they will begin to roll towards you, and upon reaching you will explode after a short duration. If you are caught within these explosions, they will do a massive amount of damage to you. Now you know all of his mechanics, let's go over what you will be facing during phase 1. You will only face 2 of the 3 mechanics that we have mentioned, these being slam and chomp. It is very simple to understand when the boss is doing both of these mechanics as I have mentioned. You need to avoid these mechanics and deal damage to the boss. Once you manage to deplete the boss's health to 0, the boss will then turn into a puddle of goo in the center of the arena. Upon becoming a puddle of goo, he will then spawn 3 spawnings around him. You will need to try and kill as many of the spawnings as you can before they make it back to the boss. Upon killing all the spawnings or then making it back to the boss, he will regain a portion of his health and you'll begin phase 2. Upon the boss respawning, he will jump to the first of his 4 locations and then proceed to do the slam mechanic. Once the slam has happened, he will then jump to the second location. The boss will then proceed to repeat what he did in the first location. This will happen for all 4 locations that he jumps around the arena. As he leaves the previous location, he will spawn explosive Ichorlings. These will chase you until exploded or killed. He will continue this loop until his health is once again depleted to 0. If you manage to kill all 3 spawnings, he will finally be defeated upon him reaching 0 health. Whereas, if you didn't manage to kill all 3, he will continuously respawn with a portion of his health until all 3 are killed. That is all of the Bloodspawn mechanics and phases explained. The way I would personally go about defeating this boss is by using any weapon that deals high damage, as well as changing my accessories and echoes to fit a more damage related build. For example, I play Nis, so I would use the daggers as they are fast damage dealers. As well as the daggers, her abilities deal huge damage such as her ultimate and spamming the ability Shadow Step. Now you know how to defeat the Bloodspawn. Let's go over all the potential loot that can drop. Starting with the materials and recipes. All 4 tiers of Gloomstone: grey, blue, red and black. Gloomstone shards. His unique material, Ichor Pearl. Vestige of Windgrave's Courage, a component used to craft Windgrave. Basic Wind Howler's Tier 1 recipe. Basic Stomper Blood Brew 1 recipe. Now all of the accessories he can drop and their unique stats. Crystallized Ichor. This has a rarity of Epic, is part of the Immortal Spawn set, and drops with the stats Magical Defense, Weapon Power and Max Health. Bloodspawn Vial. This has a rarity of Epic, is part of the Immortal Spawn set, and drops with the stats Ability Power, Magical Defense, and Weapon Power. Spider Eye Mask. This has a rarity of Rare, is part of the Slime Covered set, and drops with the stats Ability Power, Crit Rating, and Max Health. Damaged Drill Head. This has a rarity of Rare, is part of the Curious Quarry set, and drops with the stats Weapon Power and Resilience. Rusted Ceremonial Knife. This has a rarity of Rare, is part of the Slime Covered set, and drops with the stats Magical Defense. Lastly, the Bloodspawn's unique Echo. This Echo is slotted into the Rush slot. This Echo has the effect causes physical damage equal to 150% of your weapon power to surrounding enemies, and reduces their movement speed by 50%. That is all of the potential loot that can drop for you upon killing the big blob. Hopefully this helps you in knowing how to defeat the Bloodspawn easily, as well as knowing all of the different mechanics that can be used against you, and most importantly, knowing all of the potential loot that you could gain from slaying it. Before you go and hunt this boss for yourself and gain all of the loot you need, please subscribe and like. If you need help with any other hunts, I will be covering all of the hunts on this channel. As always, I look forward to seeing you all in Wayfinder and in the next video.